hope the picture's not as blurry as what I'm saying. Okay, Elena Dannon the other night, today, she did a video saying that Thorhan, the Galactic Federation guy who is a pilot, I believe, commander or something like that, on a spacecraft, don't know where he's from, but she's in contact with him and has been for years, said that there was a meeting in the Blue Ridge Mountains, like Thursday or Friday night, and we actually saw two UFOs hovering for over a couple hours, which would, me, is probably the mothership, because the other one came up later. And when Thorhan left the meeting, that was the red lighted ship that we saw come up to the original ship. And I think that was Thorhan coming back to the mothership because he was in a scout ship, according to Elena Dannon. So, anyway, what I want to tell you is, see this sunset that I show all the time? Well, the Blue Ridge Mountains is right over there. And I go through them all the time. And that's where for the entire Earth is a underground base. And what I did today was just for the hell of it, I went to Bing, because you're not going to get anything through Goog, you know. And I punched in UFOs in Blue Ridge Mountain. And there's all kinds of stuff people have been posting. Yes, there are. There's UFOs. There's a base here, blah, 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 blah. It's like, shit, and pictures and everything of UFOs. Anyway, that's amazing with what I've been led to know and understand what's going on in the world. And ET is, if you don't believe in the extraterrestrials are here by now, that's like not believing in electricity. Oh, I don't think there is electricity. I just don't believe it. I mean, it's just so, I don't even watch shows like Ancient Aliens and shit like that, because they're still trying to convince you that extraterrestrials are real. It's like, what a waste of fucking breath. God, what a waste of time. I stick to the ones that go, yes, and then when we were on board the ship, we talked to Commander, but you know, that's what I'd rather hear. And that's going on, man. It's going on. It's all going on. It's going on. Star Trek is real. These movies and TV shows are all made for one purpose, to do a soft reveal so we get used to the idea. We are already Star Trek. There was a Star Wars actually happened. That was a battle against the Orion group, I think. Like the Draco, you know, well, Klingons, same thing, same shit. Reptilianists. That happened. Star Wars was a documentary of something that really happened. And now Star Trek is where we're headed. It's already out there. They're already parked all over the freaking place. They're vibrating at a higher level, so we can't see them, but they can slow that vibration down to where we can see them if they want to. And they have been doing that because they want us to see them and to start talking about it like this. And so they can finally come forward. And somebody, Laura's View and Tarot 2 said these words, and I didn't even think about it, but it's so true. There's many planets that are put in bondage from the reptiles, just like we have been for several thousand years. And one of our things is going to be, once we get set free, which is close, one of our, you know, once we start making up with our extraterrestrial buddies and start, Space Force is already with them, talking to them. In fact, Space Force is now, United States Space Force is now called the Solar Warden. And they've been here forever. Just at least 70 years we've been in space and on the moon and everywhere else. So anyway, what the cool thing was is other planets are locked up like we are, cheated of their real destiny. And one of the jobs that will be available is going to other planets like these ETs have and help other planets come out of the bondage like they did for the Earth. They are allowed to help us and even intervene to some points, because the prime directive is they can't intervene. They can't interrupt, they can't, you know, give you technology, blah, 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 you know, but directly, maybe they give it, you can do it and engineer it, reverse engineer it on your own, but that's because we willingly let these people enslave us. However, we didn't know, we were tricked, because they were, you can't, these guys are super advanced, so they tricked the people of the planet. And since we were tricked, we really didn't give consent to what, if we'd known what we were really giving consent to, we wouldn't have done it. So we were tricked. And so since that is the case, they are allowed to step in more than they would have normally. Just like on Star Trek, you can't intervene. So they even had one episode where the guy was getting ready to, and warp drive it's a thing. He was getting ready, he was on Earth, and he was getting ready to abandon his warp drive experiments, and the Star Trek guys picked up on it in the future. They went back in time and made sure he did do his test of the warp drive, and that it actually happened, because it was the basis of future warp drive and space travel and all that. And Cooper, they knew if he didn't do his test that, well, they would fail to exist. Cooper! Coop! Just standing there staring at me. It's so fucking weird. And so anyway, that was an episode in Star Trek. Look it up. Come on. So anyway, they're definitely here, and it's definitely happening. You gonna get that? Bink. All right, let's go. So, I hope to God you at least start to the level of believing in extraterrestrials. They're from other planets, and they're also from other dimensions. That's about vibrating at a higher vibration. Well, we can't see them. Well, some societies, a lot of societies, like the angels, they're at a different frequency. That's why you can't see them. And when they want to be seen by you, they will just slow down their vibration at a level where you can see them. So that's how that works. So anyway, it's all happening. It's all coming. The Brunson thing was just exactly what I told you it was going to be. And where did I get that info? From a tarot card reader. I think it was Laura's View in Tarot 2, actually. It was going to be a bust. But once it was a bust, it's going to stir up the people, which is why it was done in the first place. So, it's about to get interesting. It's about to get interesting. It's about to get interesting. So hang in there, have a good day, and shalom.